Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who is going to come out on top in this fight?
Hope you're not a sore loser.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Puts one in the pocket. Throws him down. Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Trying to slow down the pace with a projectile. Player two is just about out of drive after that. All right. Finds the time to squeeze in a buff. What are these fighters thinking now? The fighters take a step back to reassess. Time for a new game plan. Did well to get the buff in there. Puts one in the pocket. So it looks like our fighters are taking a breather. Well-timed corner switch. Avoids getting cornered. Player two creates a good corner opportunity. Expect both fighters to crank it up a bit now that we're halfway through the round. Player one needs to deal with this burnout. The drink level's at 4. All inhibitions are out the window. Takes a trip. Player one doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. What'll happen here? This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Taking stock. The jump in, experiencing burnout. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Player one, KO. Player two picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Still very early in the round. They're still feeling each other out. Super art on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. Player two will look to apply pressure here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side kick. Player one is not in a good place health-wise, but with the super art in play, it's still not over. Are they dead off this super? It's too close to call. Wraps it up with a decisive combo. That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Sticks the jump in. Fires off an overdrive art. Adding that to the mix will change the pace of the match and keep the opponent on their toes. Player one with the life lead. Can they exploit this advantage? Player one is just about out of drive after that. Does a good job of pushing back. Picks the drive reversal. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Throws him. What's next? Parries the projectile. Now what's the follow-up? Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. The drink level's at 4. All inhibitions are out the window. Fireball from very low. What's next here? Hits him with this freeze blow. Springs forward with the drive rush. They quickly get back into the corner of the stage. Knockdown and they were right to be on target. Comes from behind to pick up the win. They took advantage of every chance.
Round two.
Player two with a big first round pickup. Can they close it out? Who's going to start things off? Luminous kick. They block the overhead and got their eye on the air. They just said, get that jump in out of here. Player two will look to apply pressure here. Both fighters planning something. Uses the gig for a super art.
Come on. It's time to
Level
drink.
3 super. Spending that meter like it's nobody's business. Player one will need to use their meter here wisely. The corner throw ends it. That's what happens when you capitalize on all of your chances.
A new challenger.
They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Goes for the throw. Was well in range to score the throw. Player one chases them down. The jump in is denied. Knockdown. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Can't tech the throw? Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Can't keep track of these corners. Experiencing burnout. Getting into nice. Sees the combo through and takes the round. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Grabs him. Jumps. Porter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup? Drive rush to keep it going. Taking stock. Just out of range for that blow. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. I can't keep track of these corner switches. A quick breather. Hits him with his free flow. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner. Free flow strikes. Check. This is gonna hurt. KO. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Zones with the fire. Ooh, you never know what gets reversal. Earns a breather to reset the situation. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Player 2 is on the clutch anti-air. Happy hour. Close change of plan. Player 2 is in a very good spot. Will this Super X do anything? This is such a tough situation to be in. Oh, putting the cherry on top. Didn't hesitate going for the kill with that super. Did not miss that chance and takes the round. Player 2 gets the win in a convincing fashion. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. Grabs and throws him away. Shows a medium kick. Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. No good up high. They hit each other. Spends the gauge for the driver boost. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. The jump-in is denied. Player 2 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Let's see how they apply their corner pressure in this situation. Spends the gauge on the drive rush. They timed that just right to get the perfect pair. Knockdown. Just nails the overdrive arrow kick. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Projectile to try and change the situation. Okay, creating some space here. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Alright, springs forward with the drive rush. There's only 20 seconds remaining. Can't tech the throw. Drive rush to keep it going. What'll happen here? Burnout activates. Closes with the throw. Hitting him with the smart stuff.
Round 2.
Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Still very early in the round. Keeping track of the opponent's movements, waiting for a good opening. Hits him with the free flow. Springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the disc. Lands the Getsuga Saiho. Going for that juicy damage. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Player 1 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's the drive rush to keep it going? Going in? Looks like they want to put springs forward with the drive rush. Sets it up. Goes for the Shin Shoryuken. They're willing to go all in here.
Get up!
Going for forward rush. Keeps him out. Medium all in. Flatlines him. fighter has it in them to grind out the win. That's a counter. Connects with medium kick. Barely blocks the jump in. Medium kick. Knocked him out of the air. They just said, get that jump in out of here. Breaks it off. They're taking a step back to slow down the pace. Drive run. Player 2 needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Player 1 with a slight lead. Will they capitalize? There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. These are getting it all on the drive run. Boots him and takes a forward rush. Halfway through the round. Keeps him out. Free flow strike.
Got you.
Drive run. Blocks the drive reversal. Player 2 can't let this simmer. It rushes in. Medium kick into. What next? Closes in. A real test of nerve here. Jump denies the jump in attempt. Player 2 was an absolute beast in that match.
Here comes a new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table. Waiting for the opponent to make the first move. Checks with the projectile. Put one in the pocket. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Takes them all the way to the corner with that. Player 2 has them legit shook in the corner. Takes a trip. Absorbs the attack and fires back. The throw misses. That drive impact is blocked. Taking stock. The pressure is so intense here. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Neither fighter is willing to back down from this exchange. Takes up the win with the projectile. Good read. Player 2 on the board first with a win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Grabs him. Drive boosted Hadou. Opts for the free flow kicks to get a drink in. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Going in. Looking for a chance. Drive gauge gap here. Drive gauge is almost empty. They gotta be careful. Medium kick hit. What'll happen here? Player 1 needs to use the predator corner. Knockdown and... Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with their fireball. Springs forward with the drive rush. Closes it with a classic corner throw.
Come on. It's time to train.
Here comes a new challenger.
This isn't about just winning the match. Pride and bragging rights are at stake here. Both fighters will need to bring their A game to the table.
Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Uses the target combo to take a chunk of damage off the opponent. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player 2 uses the life lead. They've got a small life lead, but it's not over. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Punish counter. This could lead to something big. Punish is there with the drive impact. really laying on the pressure. Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Taking stock. Player 2 is in burnout. Drives off the table. Life lead opens up. Takes him all the way to the corner with him. Goes for the super art. Dashes up. Knocked out and there's a wall splash. They can't do anything to come from the brink like that. What a comeback. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Blocks it. Who's going to start things off? Grabs him. Good work staying in throw range there. What a clutch side switch there. Now they need to capitalize on this chance. The fight continues in the middle of the stage. Checks him with the projectile. You know their fireball game is solid because they're only throwing it when their opponent can't jump. Player 1 holding on to that corner advantage. Goes with the safe stuff with that target combo. Smart play with the throw. Drive rush to keep it going. Closes the distance. It's a good spot to use the super.
It's time to
Lands the
trade.
Getsuga Saiho. Going for that juicy damage. Throws him. Quick breather. Overhead. A real test of nerves here. Player 1 kick out of nowhere. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow up here? They hit each other. Decides to nuke them in the air. Player 2 with the life lead. Can they exploit this advantage? Player 2 chases them down. Uses the drive rush here. That parry may be just the catalyst they need. Knockdown. Hits with the overhead. Combo with the Tarkeo. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Everything up until now, and everything from here on with this super art connect. Player 1 chases them down. Smart play to stop the opponent. Player 1 has a slight life. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Hits him with his free throw. How can they steal this win in such a precarious situation? Jumps in. Quick breather. Goes with the safe stuff with that target. Throw tech. Springs forward with the drive rush. All the throw connects. Going in. Player 2, the throw is denied. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Drive rush to keep it closes it out. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this one. Quick medium poke. Pops him with a shorty. Attempts to break the stalemate with a fireball. Both players look for something to work with, but neither are springs forward with the drive rush. All the throw connects. Going in. Perfect execution with the anti-air. They just said, get that jump in out of here. Looking to follow up after that target combo. He anticipated that throw. Super art to show up what a PhD and fighters can do for you.
It's time to trade.
Spends it all on the super. Not shy one bit about it. Player 2 betting it all on a drive rush. Somehow manages to all in with a rush. Connects with the throw. Slams on the brakes and shuts out the counter. Player 2 can't use any. Are you kidding me? Player 1 comes out on top of that fierce battle.
Here comes a new challenger.
This is gonna be a 5-star match. Get ready for history to be made.
The top player.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Goes for the surprise rush in. They gotta escape from the corner before the pressure builds up. Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Player one has them legit shook in the corner. Forward throw to continue the pressure. Chasing them down, peppering them with hits and throws is the way to get them in the corner. Player two is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. And the throw ends the round. Player one sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Big gap between the two fighters, so they throw out a fireball. Fires without warning. The fighters return to the middle of the stage. That combo did decent damage. Player two brushes that off and keeps going. Drive gauge gap here. Drive gauge is almost empty. They gotta be careful. Looking for a chance. Drink level 4 and now a full house to play with. Looks like they want to put a new spin on things with that fireball. Jumps up. What a reaction to go air to air. Experiencing burnout. Blocks the drive reversal. Jumps in. The throw missed. Getting it all on the drive rush. Player one will look to apply pressure here. Side switch in the corner. Player one with a rhythm owning that space. Somehow manages to block the jump in. Closing moments of the match. Forward rush. Wraps it up with a throw. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.